Hey guys, what's up? This is Winsky. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Raging Loop. Last time we were going all the way back to the beginning and we're trying to figure out everything out and finally solve the mystery and just, I guess, stop the feast and everything. I mean, this time we get an extra day and yeah, so right now I think we're just trying to stop the villagers from killing each other when the feast comes or when the mist come. And I think we only have one life now, so we have to make things count. Alright, so we're back. Honestly, the hard sensation in my back made it nearly impossible to sleep. Even so, though I thought I'd wake up in the morning sun, it just didn't come here. The settlement was right between two mountains, so of course it wouldn't get much sunlight. I was still sleepy, but this was the fated day, so I think Mako comes in now. I drank down the rest of the bottle and got some calories out of the sweet bread. First, I had to take care of my wounds. Oh right, because he got hurt climbing the mountain last time or something like that. Surrounded by dim light, I took off the handkerchief on my right hand and treated the festering wound. I wanted to wash off with Sarananga's water, but I felt like the hole in the middle of the cliff might not been the only reason why the stream was considered corrupted. I washed it off with water from the new bottle instead. Then I put more disinfectant and a fresh bandage on it. It would have been messed up while I climbed yesterday. Then I grabbed my friend the headlamp and checked whether the stopper, a potential lifesaver, worked properly. With that, I was ready. Upon climbing up the hole, I went inside and turned on the lamp. I then tried going up the upward slanted hill. After some distance, the hill started slanting down. It might have been done to prevent rainwater from flowing in. And then inside, it was like I expected. There's a pile of fist-sized stones, ... I had to remove them all. It had to be possible. It'd been done by humans after all, and a whole 6 centuries ago too. Though I would feel kind of bad about it. What I was about to do was basically tomb raiding. But then I had a thought. Someone who was about to kill the gods had no business talking about irreverence. That's true. To make the job easier, I took out a small shovel from the stuff I'd brought. He's really getting ready for the rule. I brought a collapsible bucket too, but it didn't look like I could use it. This man literally brought everything. After thinking for a bit, I took out all the waterproof inner bags from the backpack and transported the stones using the outer bag. After filling a bag with lots of rocks, I crawled outside and turned it upside down. This was effective and didn't put much strain on my hand's wound. Though hard labor in a tight space certainly wasn't easy. The lack of sleep and fatigue were getting to me. I wasn't sure I was working fast enough. I wanted to go home after repeating this just 3 times. That's rough, buddy. Even so, I did my best. I wanted to go back after all.
一体何トン石ころ詰め、いくら神を外に出さないためだからって、後々考古学者とか、って無理か。
I began talking to myself more. Wait, what is he looking for? Was it a sign of something dangerous? Or was I safe as I recognized it myself? It'd be bad if I started hearing the voice of God or Psycho Chemi. Oh God, not Psycho Chemi, please. I considered singing something, but stopped when I almost began singing Prayer to Shinai. No Prayer to Shinai. We're not doing that this loop. And that felt like a one-way trip to madness. ... Weird. I didn't know if it was because of what I was thinking, but I began hearing auditory hallucinations. Oh boy, it was a crying girl. Wait, it's Mako.
戻り先は日曜の朝。メイコちゃんが迷ってくるところが新たなルーチンになっただけ。
It came back to me.
結局、糸口も見えなかった。
Though it wasn't like I completely forgotten it. It just slipped my mind. This was the morning when Mako wandered in. What was I to do? If she cried here, someone who heard her would come over surely. If that happened, they'd find the stuff in me, and well, I look like a weirdo doing weird things. And with a girl at my side at that. What was up with that role? Was I some sort of kidnapper about to bury a child? I had to secure her myself. Yeah, it'll be bad if they find us. Anyway, mission start. Oh, she's waiting. So, when do we ever learn where she's from?
犬さん
Dog?
狼
おーい。声をかけてみたはいいが、一体どうすればいいんだろう。この辺りのものだよ。
パリのもの
Oh
さん
my god. This seems familiar.
違う。名前は、房石春明。
She's gonna call us Fusayaki again.
ふさ石
そうそう。房石春明。
ふさゆき
Yep, yep.
違う。
ふさゆきさん
いいや。もうそれで。
Where'd she get that U from anyways? Yeah, was it? I always thought it was Fusayaki. Where did it come U now? Fusayuki felt like some sort of anonymous message board's mascot.
お腹が空いたの？
め
僕の顔をお食べよ。
What?
め
Huh? Did that joke not work on modern children? I don't know, but that was a horrible joke.
人食べない美味しくない
Yeah. Yes. With my joke missing the mark so badly, I myself became flustered. Well, you shouldn't be telling such horrible jokes to begin with.
オーケー。食べ物を持ってるよ。
ふさゆきさん狼
Wait, so she has memories too? What's going on? That reminded me that she was afraid of wolves that were completely unrelated to the ones in Fujiyoshi. Oh, I see. Never thought. Well, I wasn't one of those wolves either. But if I said that, it'd make things more complicated later.
僕がね、君が怖がってる狼じゃないんだ。
本当
I mean, I know she's a child, but do we look like a wolf?
うん。僕はいい狼なんだ。
Oh. Aw, so cute. Oh my god, I love this CG.
慌てて食べるから、ゆっくり食べな。
それ私
おっと、ごめん。
わからない
Oh yeah, she didn't know her name or where she lived.
迷子の子猫ちゃんか。
猫さん
いやいや、迷子といえば猫だなって。
私猫さんじゃない
そうだね。めいめい言うから羊さんかな。
Yeah, she keeps saying that. What if she's also the sheep god?
辻さんは成功例よ
Successes? What? And talking of sheep reminded me of her. What the hell was up with her?
名前わからないなら、
メイコでいいよ
What?
じゃあそう呼ぼうかな。
草雪さんは
Is it because we already called her Mako?
Kami-san.
Hold up. I was like, where did you can call me Mako come out of? Oh, right. We already called her Mako. Okay, that makes sense.
そうそう。いい狼さん。
悪い狼さんを殺す
Is this child saying? Who taught her that? What?
そうだ。いや違う。
What a scary thing to say. I know. Who raised her? What kind of environment has she grown up in?
めいこちゃん。そんな殺すとか簡単に言っちゃダメだよ。
ダメ
No, you shouldn't.
そう。殺すっていうのはとても怖いことだからね。
怖いのよくない
いい子だ。だからボコボコにするとかにしておこうね。
ボコボコ
そうそう。そのめいめい言うのは何なの？
家畜
よくわかんないな。
変
変というか、なんだろう。
珍しい
迷子といえば子猫ちゃんだからね。
私迷子
そうそう。迷子の子猫ちゃんとくれば大概の男はメロメロさ。
No. Stop it. It's getting worse and worse. It was Karu and now her? Stop. She's a literal child. Stop.
にゃーにゃー
猫といえ
Alright,
ば
our
そうだね。
protagonist has a major problems. I need to call the FBI. This episode is over. Like, I can't. What?
いいんだよ。無理しなくても。十分強ければ好きな自分でいられるさ。
難しい。
ごめんごめん。
The conversation sure went off the rails. I probably shouldn't have brought that up to a child. No, you shouldn't have. Would I also become a father to someone someday? What a scary thought. Imagine, imagine if he became a dad someday and somebody told that to his daughter. Like, what?
お腹はいっぱいになったかい？よかった。ちょうどパンは全部なくなったところだった。って、
Oh no,
全
we're
部
gonna
かよ。
starve now because she ate all the bread.
さゆきさんの分。
ああ、大丈夫。
ごめんなさい。
めいこちゃんはいい子だな。
いい子？
そうそう。いい子は得だよ。いろんな悪いことをしても、最後には許してもらえるからね。
ね？
でも、あんまりいい子すぎてもダメだぞ。
Whoa.
神様に目をつけられちゃうから。
God.
良
What's
い
going
子
on?
すぎてもダメ。
そうそう。ちょっぴり悪い、
What is
い
he
い子を
teaching
目指
this
しなさい。
girl? I don't know, but he needs to get out of here.
ちょっぴり悪い、いい
No.
そうそう。
This is no
楽しい
stop.
な。
I need Rikako to come here and take her away from Fusaishi because what? He's horrible.
わっはは。わっ。
Why is Chiemi here?
え、
Oh my god. Our plan's ruined now, isn't it? Oh my god, why does she have a knife in her hand? What's going on? She slipped on some rocks and was all wet. In her hand there was a knife. Hold on.
ひょっとして絶望の果てに僕をぶっ殺しにか。
今
What?
回は思考を変えて、ブッシュブッシュ
Oh
殺そう
my
かな
god, not the splash splash.
殺すの。
Thank you.
よくない。
Yeah, not in front of a kid, okay?
そうだぞ。よくないぞ。
何これというか、なんで春明さんが今いんのというか、なんでめいこちゃんとというか、いきなり振り出しがまた戻って。
ね？
ちえみちゃん、落ち着いて。
あれそういえば、そっか。楽しい時は終わってたん
Including
だ。
the fun times of us being killed and stabbed by you? Oh my god. She disinterestedly threw the knife into Saranaga.
危ないでしょ。
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea.
どうせ今回も無駄になるんだろうし。
無駄にはならないね。
Yeah, what if she needs it for self-protection later?
どうして？
これが最後のループだから。
Her eyebrows furrowed in confusion and worry.
ループ？
あー、ごめんね。ちょっと難しいお話があるんだ。
お姉ちゃんと？
なぜ威嚇されているの？
女心の理解不
She's
足。
a kid though.
いや、そういうあれって、流されないように気をつけてね。
I really wanted to keep watch over her. Well, you probably should. But this is probably my last chance to meet up with Chiemi. A good act needed some hired hands after all.
で、何故めいこちゃんに春明さんのどす黒い部分を危機として教えてんだ。
Whoa, was she there the whole time?
あんまり楽しくて。いや、
聞く。あまりに引いて正気に戻った。
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't know. But she needs some sanity.
それは
That's
ともか
bad that
く
she was
相談があるんだ。
相変わらずの軽やかさだね、春明さん。最後のループって。
うん。諸事情あって、これで最後。ただし正確に言うと、これしくじったら、僕は多分君以外のみんな同様、君のことも忘れた。ただのバイク事故車の不妻子春明になるだろう。
Da da da.
それって、そんなの、私、また一人ぼっちになっちゃう。
そうはならない。
どうして？
今回、全部解決するから。
Oh, the music stopped. Da da da.
聞くわ。
What do you mean, ugh?
なぜだ？
What do you mean, ugh? You've been waiting for that the whole time, and now you're like, ugh?
かっこつけすぎ。
そんなつもりは。
We're trying to stay positive here, Chiemi.
それはともかく、映画とかドラマの見過ぎじゃないかな。今まで何百回失敗してきた？
簡単じゃない。すでに嫌になるほど苦労してきた。というか、すべて失敗だったこれまでのループの総決算が、僕も君も ゴールする資格と実力は十分に溜まっていると思わない
Dot
か。
dot dot.
実力
ああ、決着には君の力
ないよ。私に力とか。ただずっと、
根に持ってるな。元カノか君。
知恵味的にはそのつもりですけど。
Well, I couldn't deny that we were kind of close a bunch of deaths ago.
君にはあるじゃないか。何千何万だかの繰り返しの果てに蓄積した。
Dot dot dot.
もちろん今回君の怒りと決意でもってこの弾で神様を撃ってくれ。
What? So maybe God is like one of the head families playing like the character of God? I don't know. I took out some ammo and handed it to her. Where did he get it again? From the store?
いつどこでって。
それはその時が来ればわかる。しっかり散弾銃を切り詰めてその時を待っててほしい。
待って全然わから
それは言うわけにはいかない。
ん。なんで
それも言うわけにはいかない。
She's like, you're not telling me anything. After all, she was from Yasumizu. That made her an enemy. In fact, she was the enemy in this case. Really? She didn't have to know that I needed her help for my act. It'd be bad if she did. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to fulfill her role in this.
ただ僕が言うのも白々しいかもしれないが、今回っきりでいい。信じてほしい。これが最後のお願いだ。
I looked into her eyes. Dot dot dot. She closed her eyes, thought about it for a bit, shook her head to shake something off, and nodded.
わかった。
ありがとう。
言っとくけど、相当な無茶ぶりだからね。ノルマクリアの暁には、相当な見返りと説明を要求するから。
どっかで聞いたセリフだな。
大昔すぎて忘れた？
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we'll finally
Ippon
take her out
torareta yo.
to that bike ride.
見返りか。何がいいかな。
素敵な男を紹介してくれるとか？
任せて。
へへ。じゃあまあ、最後に何が起きるか。
ついでにメイコを休みずに連れてってやってくれ。
最後のお願いじゃないじゃん。
いや、これはついでのつもりですよ。
Oh, he's gonna keep adding.
前の時も猫ちゃんに
なんでサラナガに来たの？
居場所がなくてって言わせないでよ。
ごめん。他にはあんまり。
そうだね。リカ子さんのお墓参りくらいかな。
オーケー。問題ない。
そのロープって
秘密。
分かったよ。この悪者以上？
以上。
メイコちゃん、お姉ちゃんと上行こっか。
Oh, the way she changed her tone, yo. The conversation ended there. She seemed to drag Maker away, so I said, see ya, but neither of them even looked at me. Oh, wow. Resolve. I had to introduce her to a good guy after all. I don't know, we can call Chimmy a good guy, honestly, at this point. I had another actor now. All that was left was physical labor. I continued hauling the rocks. After all, I didn't know how deep this hole was or how many rocks there were left. Nothing would be stupider than running out of time at this point. Even if there were nothing at the end of this, I had to find out as soon as possible. The answer to one of the two final mysteries had to be there, huh? And if it was exactly what I expected, I could get a weapon to finally get the better of God. My hands hurt and the dusty cave made my eyes and throat feel unpleasant, but strangely enough I felt vigorous. Strange, considering that nothing much had happened from how it was in the morning. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. I didn't forget to drink and eat. Make out the bread, so I had to make do with what I usually did. I wanted to eat veggies and meat. I wanted to rewatch some DVDs and flashes. I had to get some new shoes and a good shelf in my room. As I worked, my mind was filled with unrelated ideas. In that case, I had to return and get myself some good money. These thoughts raised my total motivation a lot. I'd solve this. I'd end this. I'd go back. I'd given myself a really long vacation here. I don't know if you call that a vacation, but you do you Haruaki. Now I wanted to stretch, hop on my bike, and get the slowed road back home. I'd go back home. Wait, I'd go back like I came, alone. Oh wow. Even so, I'd have lost the emptiness by then. In the afternoon, there was a period when it was a bit sunny here, but as the evening came, that faded too. It'd be rain tonight. I didn't want to lose my stuff to a flood, so I put it all in a waterproof bag and went back to work. My fatigue was at its limit. Even so, I continued digging and tossing aside the rocks. How many hours has this man been digging? It continued until after nightfall. But then there were no more rocks. Instead, there was a large layer of sand. Around 2, huh? The ancient people sure were clever. How long did it take for them to make that tunnel? But I was close. I was sure of it. For now, though, I would rest. Normally, this would be a time I'd be getting myself drunk silly at Chimmy's or the officer's place. Back then, I didn't really expect that I'd end up doing public works here. The fatigue and muscle pain were just murderous. Yeah, and like his hand was like cut, right? So that must be painful. But I was fulfilled so that I found it kind of pleasant. I slept within the cave. Oh my god. Now we're on Monday. And the next day. Let me see. Excavation. Oh my god, what are we excavating? What are we excavating here? I woke up with such brutal muscle pain that I couldn't even move. I hadn't been like this since 2 years ago when I'd gone skiing for the first time. I had no choice, so I spent around 30 minutes stretching, then left the cave. I charged my phone with a disposable battery and checked the time to find out that it was 6 in the morning. I had about 10 hours left. I'd find it. I began digging through the sand. I dug. I examined the sand for anything significant. I couldn't throw away the sand, so I pushed it to the side. If I didn't find anything, I might have used the sand itself as proof of divinity. But it turned out that I didn't have to worry. After a few hours, I finally found it. What did he find?
ようやく、神内様。いや、その名は、あなたに対する冒涜だ。あなたは、こう呼ぶべきですよね。狼様。
Deep within the parted sand, I faced the thing inside. It was a skull. What? A human skull, pure and white without a single scratch on it. It was most definitely divine. What? So who is this? They must have started this whole thing.
日の目を見るのは少し後かもしれませんが、何？すぐです。ご家族ともども、もうしばらく、待っててください。
What is going on? I carefully pushed it to the side, then began digging again. A hit. I found more and more bones the more I dug. There were 3 skulls in total. The 3 gods? I didn't know if it was all the sand here, the dryness of the place, but despite being 6 centuries old, they still kept their original shapes and glittered like sacred ashes. If I wasn't careful, I could break them, but I felt like I had to beg these Okami-sama for strength, the strength to kill them, and...
あった。
I found it. The relic left by these Okami-sama. I was certain of my victory now. I gently returned the remains of the soon-to-be ex-gods to the sands and left the cave. What did he find? He's hiding it from us? I was finally at the decisive moment. The preparations were complete. Now I needed to create the best ending. The first step, to stop the people from Yasumizu from killing each other in the feast. I would call it I'm Not Afraid of the Wolves, starring Haruaki Fusaishi, co-starred by 2 ladies that happened to join it. I would put up a good fight and kill God. Oh my god, stop singing that curse song. I can't do it anymore.
そうそうよくできた。
お姉ちゃんあ、ふさゆきさんだ。
めいこちゃん、おいで。
Oh, why is her eyes like that? She must have seen whatever we're holding.
あれは
芹沢千恵美。
黙れ。
Oh, she thinks we're God. She pulled out a gun and pointed it at me. Her eyes were those she had when looking at God. It was made worse by the fact that she saw God in herself too. That would be over soon.
まだ、その時じゃない。ごらん。皿長から霧が今にもそれこそ僕が望んだ
黙れ。
みんなを
どうする？
全てを終わらせるのさ。さあ行って。メイコはこっちへ。
め
This time, Chemi didn't stop her. She just silently turned around.
さゆきさん、なに？
Is it a
このお
mask?
面かっこいいだろ。僕はこれから手伝ってくる。いい狼さんごっこ。
いいよか。
僕が肩を叩いたら
ワンワン、
ワオーンだ。
Oh my god.
ワオーンね。
そうしたら
That's a little
みんな
too
びっ
cute.
く
I
りす
don't know.
じきにわかる。さあみんなが来るのを待とう。
わかった。
They gathered. Oh, the mists are coming.
ああ本当にちょうどいい頃合いだ。
The mist had passed the cliff and mixed in with the evening sun. The northmost parts of Yasumizu settlement, bordering on the Bloodwater Rapids, the graveyard of the Hanging Pine. This was the scene of their original sin. It was a scene necessary for their death. ... Oh my god, they all think I'm the wolf spirit.
そんなバカなことが。嘘。
神様。
なんだそれ。
わお、すげえ。
I like how I just ... They were scared. They were humbled. They knew. The god within them wouldn't allow them to look away.
てめえは何者だ。
Even so, some tried to resist. This was a very wrong thing to do, so they couldn't even begin to do that. Resisting was a bad thing.
狼来たよ。
Oh my god, this guy. Strangely enough, he ended up not being wrong.
連れてきました。
ありがと
Now,
う。いやあ、休みずの皆さん。
I thought long and hard about this, but I decided to go with whatever felt natural.
僕は、よもつ狼です。
They spoke using modern language. Oh, dang, this is from centuries ago, isn't it? Oh my god, I love this scene. Gee, it's so good. Who drew it? Oh my god, I love it. With the evening mist and sun behind me, I began talking while wearing the 6th century old relic. So I guess they had this for a long time. Dang. Oh, but the CG is so good.
夕霧立つこの日、皆さんは宴の支度をして眠る。そして明日より皆さんの中に紛れた僕らを探してくくろうとする。
ワオーン。
Oh! I lightly tapped Miko's shoulder. As expected, everyone shook like struck by lightning.
失礼。妻はちょっと別の用があって後から来ます。そして僕らは皆さんの先祖から受けた最古の恨みを晴らすため、
恐ろしい。
そう皆さんは先祖代々教わった。それをね。
I like how he also lowered his voice so it does like sound a little spooky to fit the character. I don't know, I'm loving this.
やめてもらいたいので今日は来ました。読み意味の宴はもうしないでください。
Oh, their faces were exactly what I expected.
そんな絶望したような顔をなさらないで。読み意味の宴なんて僕らは初めから望んでなかったね。
Wait, I like how we don't see his face. Like Chiemi that time went through the mist. Also, where's Rikaka? Why is she not here, huh?
ワオーン。望んでなかった。
Ad-libbing it, eh?
狼様、あたしゃ明大の山脇と申します。
ええ、知っていますよ。はじめまして、山脇多江さん。
She gasped so hard she forgot to breathe for a moment.
宴をするなと仰せじゃが、しかし。
ごもっともです。それでは語りましょう。本当の真実の昔を。
A long, long time ago, there lived a god here. It was a mischievous god who fooled people, picked on them, and sometimes even devoured them, starting with the head. Thus, the mountain was its sacred ground. It was a dreadful place where no human dared tread. However, humans grew in number and lived as they always did. Eventually, the mountain was visited by hunters who wanted to find a new home and place to live. Soon enough, there was a small village there. Of course, the god didn't like that. It sent wild animals, mountain dogs, and even the wolves that recently disappeared to torture them. And that was when the humans sacrificed 3 of their own. So that was the remains of those. That's so sad.
僕と妻とこの子は承知の上でした。
I see was so they sacrificed. Right, because when we were in Usato's mansion, they talked about human sacrifices. So those were the 3 human sacrifices, and people probably think they have the grudge or something because they were chosen, you know.
僕らの犠牲で皆が末永く幸せに暮らせるなら何もためらうことはない。
That was the most painful lie. It couldn't have been true. The Okami-sama must have wanted to live too. They wanted to live alongside their family, but I would bear the sin of both using the dead as well as killing God.
だからみんなと一緒に笑って獅子と酒をたくさん飲んで最後の宴の後この川を望む小さな洞穴に知っていますか？今僕が立っているこの真下に
Dang, I don't know why this makes me kind of sad. I want to cry.
あの山
This
を
lore.
今どう呼ばれてるか知りませんがあれを望む社の中でね。何せ怖い神様はあっちの方から狼たちを送り込んできてたから。
そんな。そ
The
れ
fearful
は
god sent Okami-sama from there,
知
the
りま
shrine.
せんで。
まあ無理もないでしょう。
Dude, I wonder what the old man is thinking this whole time. He's like, because he knows it's all a lie, right? He's like, who is this person?
あれからもう600年かそこら経っていますから。
He's like, he's wondering we're part of the Migurama, but he knows we're not part of the Migurama because he knows that the Migurama wants to run this feast. So like, I just wonder what the old man is thinking.
ちなみにこれは僕らが人柱になるとき被ったものです。僕らは狼たちの神になることを期待されていた。だから人柱となった僕ら3人は狼様と呼ばれたんです。そう僕らは600年前に生まれ100年ほどの間ここを守ることになる古い恐ろしい神様になり変わってね。
ほうほう。
Oh my god.
ほうほうほう。
So for her, I'm just wondering if it's a split personality or something like
はる
that.
ちゃん、今は。
いいんだよ鴨志田近持くん。
おお、僕も知ってるんだな。
あとももっち。でもこの方には口を出す権利がある。でも君はもう少し聞いて。
聞いてね。
わかった。そっか。めいこちゃんも狼か。そりゃあ、皿長から来るよね。
Ah, yeah, perfect
気
timing.
にせず、お続けなさればよかろう。町のお方、
What is going on?
狼の
Does
親
she
父
have
殿、
memories too, or what is she like? What is this?
我を下し、はしために貶としめ、我が意をことごとく奪った。憎んでも憎みきれぬ、小わっぱめ。
What? As Haru-chan's voice became dense of rage, those who couldn't understand the situation shuddered.
まあまあ神様も聞いてください。ここからは僕らにとっても面白くないお話だ。
With our divine blessing, the village grew large. However, not everyone was happy. Those who were told to protect our grave were made to live here. Here was a barren land with little light, lots of mist, and the ground hard to traverse. It was made worse by the fact that a battle had happened then, and the blood spilt in the river. The place was fearsome, yet they continued to defend our divinity. It was an honor and a respectable cause. But eventually, there was an emotional distance between the people living on the mountain and those living here. Those who lived under harsh conditions and those who prospered began to fight and despise each other. After a long peace, they forgot to respect the ones living here, and that was when it happened. The people up the mountain put poison in the waterways here. Oh, they mentioned this, yeah. And then I think Rikako confirmed it for a bit. That made a lot of people here ill. And to get back at them for this, the people here willingly changed themselves into something scary. They covered themselves in Sarananga mud and attacked those living up the mountain. I could still remember it. What a horrible event it was. Women, children, elders, everyone was stabbed, torn apart, or hanged. In the end, the victors were the people living up the mountain. They ate well and had greater numbers after all. However, they became afraid of the people here. They had reason to. We were at their side. They thought about that mud-cover attackers were a divine wrath. The anger of the Okami-sama, the gods they neglected and their priests treated as cruel. So they decided that they would steal God. After long plans and many dark conspiracies, they successfully stole our divinity. They took our appearance and even our name. They played with great god Okami to create the name Shinai. Then they created his servants, snake, monkey, crow, and spider, and split the divine powers among them. No, we couldn't complain much, considering our own power was stolen from the old god. They began worshipping Shinai-sama, the false god, atop the mountain, and made everyone know that they were the rulers of the mountain. They left the people here with divine remains. We became simple servants. The old god had it even worse. It was called Mujina, badger, and was quickly forgotten completely. After all, the ones who benefited from this were the families worshipping the four servants, the ancestors of the modern-day village heads. And once our divinity and powers were stolen from us, all that was left was fear. They were still afraid of God, worshipped by the disgusting rebels. I see. Okay. So basically, originally, I guess everybody was part of one settlement. They sacrificed some people, and then those sacrifices became like the new god. But people had to live near in Yasumizu because that was close to where they were buried to watch over the holy ground. But then the people in Kamifujiyoshi started the disconnect was growing. And then the Kamifujiyoshi people started disliking the Yasumizu people. So yeah, what's it called? They were trying to oppress them. And then the Yasumizu people just rebelled, what they just talked about. And that's when they stole the Yasumizu's people's religion and put their own twist to it. And then used that against the Yasumizu people with the new religion, which I think it's because back then people were very superstitious, so I thought this is a really well thought out plan to get people to control people on a religious intellectual level. The fear was so significant that they couldn't wash it away, and we became the fearsome divinities known as the Yomotsu Okami. And I think everything makes sense how the Okami and the Shinai is kind of similar. They were just spelled with similar words or something. Yeah, it was the fear and reverence closely tied to this place. That was why I was always here. As a defeated god, alongside the old god, we had no powers. Our powers were now being used by Shinai-sama. Shinai-sama from when he was wearing the disguise of the Wolf Guardian, and finally the 4 other guardians. I'll say it again. We had no powers.
僕らはこれまで一度も 読み意味の宴で人を血祭りにしたことなどありません。僕らが守るはずだった人たちが死んでいくのを、ただただ、悔しい思いで見殺しにしてきただけです。
悔しかった。
だから、わかりますね。読み意味の宴をやっていたのは、神ではなく、
そんな。
野里、清之助さん。
You know my name.
あなたの家は、少なくとも、すべてが終わったら、蔵の地下を調べてください。野里の家の、先々先代から続く、戦いの記録を、読むことができますよ。
I'm just wondering if the Migurama had like cameras, hidden cameras and recording devices here. Because what did they hear that? Well, they probably don't because there's no houses here, but you know, just in case.
本当、野里は、野里には罪がないのですか？
You must be so happy to hear that.
もちろん、あります。ただ、幾度も宴を演出し、休みずの住人たちを殺し合わせた身
Jimmy's like,
車と、
my family?
それを知りながらも、実をとって見ぬふりをした樋口と野里の家にはまだ、咎を注ぐ余地があるかもしれない。それは、野里の名を背負うあなた自身の、これからの行いにより、先達の足跡を追い、すべてのしがらみを解いてください。
わかり。
しかし、狼様。もう、こんなに霧が立っておる。宴をせなんだ。あたしゃ。
確かに、ここは危険です。身車の手
Oh
の
my
者
god,
が
who's gonna cut him
い
off?
や、あなたたちを
Okay.
止めようと
I
して、
thought someone was gonna cut
追い
him
かけ
off.
てくるでしょうから。でも、心配し、僕の妻が、サラナガを抜ける案内をしますから。
サラナガを。
Oh my god. She's like, oh, not that cursed place.
大丈夫です。僕らは、よもつ狼ですよ。
ばあちゃん、待ってくれ。
Okay, Takumi-san.
あんたが普通じゃないことはわかる。俺のこの休みず生まれの体があんたのことを神だって認めてる。でもだからって、
Oh my
信じられるかは別。
わかっています。室匠さん。僕らがあなたたちを騙して、あなたたちを黄泉に連れて行くので、皆さんをまとめる若頭として、
あんた、
すべて知っています。
Of course I did. I knew everyone here. I looped around here way too many times not to know. They were all just normal, good people. Normal, good people? I mean, have you seen what they done? They bore their property in unfair circumstances while stressfully surviving their days like anyone else. That part is true. That was why they always killed each other.
そうですね。最後に、皆さんそれぞれに言っておきたいことがあります。
Now, Okami-sama, it was time for work. I needed your divinity to help me save your adherents.
室匠さん、僕らは、あなたが8年前の読み意味の宴の犠牲、衝突しがちな小さな女の子、病で死に瀕し、虐げられながら、他の誰が思わずとも、
俺は、
いずれ里は開かれ、古きものと新しき、そんな時、あなたは苦悩するでしょう。あなたがそうある限り、神、信じてください。
わかった。
牧島。
Oh my god, what are we gonna say when we get to Chiemi and the old man and where the hell is Rikako?
僕らは、あなたがこれまで、二つの宴を超え、
I really like how because of all the loops we did, we know everything about everyone. And we can just like tell them things they want to hear. Maybe we can repair his relationship with Haru.
孫娘にすら。
やめてください。
でも大丈夫。あなたの孫娘は、十分に。いや、そうだね。牧島春さん。
おじいちゃん、父さんと母さんが。
春、すまん。 わしのせいだ。
いいの
But how does she know though?
一緒にお墓参りしよう。
Aww.
宴は僕が辞めさせます。信じてください。
Oh, he's about to
Yamawaki.
cry. He never
Tai-san.
cries.
あなたがこれまでとても真面目に、たとえ信内明神やお守りたちが
She's like, how
僕は
dare you?
あなたの人生はとても尊いもの。
あたしは
若い子たちのことは
Yes,
少しだけ
please tell her that.
そして正しい物語を伝えてあげてください。そして信じてください。
当然
Aww.
ですわよ。
野里清之助さん、あなたにはさっき言った通りだ。付け加えるならあなたはできる人なんだから、あとは少し上下関係ではなく手を取り合って進むことを安水の皆さんは十分に。そしてあなたと組んでいろいろするのは楽しかったで。
何の
Yeah, what do you mean, do those things of you?
いえ、なんでも。
That slip up.
ただ信じてください。
承知した。
織部香織さん、
Oh, we're gonna bring up her two sons and her dead
あ
husband.
なたほど大変な目を見た母親を夫を読み耳の宴で亡くし、こんな場所に住まわされ、
She's gonna start crying.
やはり覚悟は
ただあなたはもっと自分を誇るべきだ。そもそもあなたは息子だけじゃない。それならばあな
Yeah,
た自
tell
身
her
を
to
幸
get
せ
together
に
with
することだっ
Takumi.
て
We've
で
been
きる
trying to
し、
make this happen for how many times?
他のみんなもあなたを幸せにしなきゃ公平じゃないんですから、ね、匠さん。
I've been waiting for this moment for how long? How long? Thank you. Doing God's work right now.
その通りだ。
Literally, no pun intended.
そしてあなたも信じてください。
神様。
織部安永くん。
僕にはわかりません。
ああ、君は最後まで考えて警戒していなさい。ただそれが終わったら少し、君は若いのに気を張りすぎて生きてる。
I like how he
勉強
kind
とかも
of
少し
splits
サボ
into
って
Haruaki
本
once
当
in a
にやりたい
while.
こと、そうすれば君のお母さんが
Oh,
自分のことを
yes,
ど
he
れ
needs
だ
to
け
know
愛して
that
いる
his
か
mom loves
気づ
him.
安永。
お見通しですか。
そして改めて信じてください。
わかりました。
織部義嗣くん。
俺は
Of course, she's doing this
ああ、
tough person act.
君もまた、君も兄貴と同じだ。責任感が強く、そして兄貴が頭で戦う。君は君でもっと自由に暴れられる場所を探してみ。兄貴の背中じゃなく未踏の道を追い求め。あとお母さんを大事にな。確かな絆があっても
義継。
一般論として信じなさい。
わかったよ。
もっち
待ちくたびれたぞ。
Why is he calling it mochi instead of chikamochi?
君は別に。
ほー。
でも面白そうだろ。
だな。
オッケー。楽しみにしてなさい。自分が興味ないと思ってるものが、例えば人の気持ちとか
Oh,
恋心、
恋ねえ。
そういうのも目を向けてみな。
oh,
本当はもう全部わかってるんだろ。
わか
everything.
んないけど、わかったよ。
What? I don't, but I do. Okay.
牧島春稲神様。
なんじゃ狼殿。
あ、ここで一つみんなの誤解を解こう。安永くん、もっち、この方は。
So is the real God actually a thing?
そりゃあおかしい。僕らの秘密のスーパーハルちゃんなんだから。
Da da da.
ああ、きっかけはそうだ。両親を失い、祖父からも冷たくされ、大人の気を引きたくて復活させてしまった神様さ。
Oh, I see. So maybe this is a character she created, like, yeah, to get the attention of the people, but maybe it's also like a coping mechanism.
なんじゃ。
まあ、説明すると難しいんですが、皆さん全員の中に神様はいます。なぜなら、皆さんが不死吉という地で生まれ、だからあなたたちは、僕らには逆らえ。かつて大昔、夕霧立つ日に、僕らを殺した後ろ、それよりもさらに昔、山という闇に怯え暮らし、だから、春ちゃんが嘘の記憶の中の神様を完全な形で、だから春ちゃんは神様であり、そうだね、春ちゃん。
Da da da.
それを暴いてどうするの？人から見れば私はただ狂ってるだけ。
そして、貴様も狂っておられよう。幾千度落ち
How does
て、
she know? How does she know about the looping?
いいえ、春ちゃん。そして、春ちゃんは狂ってない。でも君には、それすらも自分のものにしてしまえる。と、いずれ、神様が出てこなくなっても、この先、安水を救うのは君だと確信する。どんな他人の押し付けの正しさからも自由な、
Oh, he's going back to that evil thing.
その力強さが、きっと、この地の人々すべてを引っ張り上げる。僕らは、いや、僕は、それが見てみたいんだ。
Da da
で
da.
きるかな。
ああ、千里眼で、
勝手なことを言うな。千里眼は蛇に奪われた。この娘の体は
What?
我のものじゃ。出てこなくなる？甘く見なさるな。山は読み、読みは闇じゃ。この地に人が絶えぬ限り、人から恐れが消えぬ限り、我は滅びぬ。
ええ、知っています。
は？
誰があなたを滅ぼそうなどと言いましたか？あなたがいなかったら、僕らがいなくなっ、まあ、昔のような好き放題はできない。それでも、この場所はあなたの庭で、もう、忘れられた神、という孤独に生きなくても、あなたは、
待たれよ。
皆さん、僕ら狼は、今日をもって、安水野、そして、僕らも、僕らから生まれた神内明神も、お守りも、すべての真意は、見事復活を果たされた。彼女の
What?
社を建て
Exclamation mark.
祀ってください。彼女の真意を、かつて人柱に意を奪われ、作り物の神に踏みつけられながらも、人柱と手を結び、そして、彼女の名前を、ああ、ついでに、狼とか他のお守りとか、新内さんのことも、歴史的経緯を残すことは大事ですし、お願いしましたよ。皆さん。
They nodded.
そうすれば、やがては滅びる人の器に、ね、神様。
Oh.
ああ、泣かないでください。はるちゃんが戸惑っ、
すまぬ。
さっきああ言った手前、人には優しくしてやってください。
約束する。本当に。ありがとう。
Aww. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out if like
Whatever.
this god is actually a real thing or it's still like part of like Haru's like
Machino.
character creation.
ああ、はるちゃんぐっしゃぐしゃだ。ほら、
Imagine this
も
dress.
っちってば。なんか、
己だけは、最後まで、我を恐れ、
うん。はるちゃんははるちゃんだ。
社ができるまで、
はるちゃんのついでにね。やっすん、そういうことでいい？
ああ、僕の妹を よろしく頼む。
じっちゃん、
その格好をなんとかせえ。
チェ。はるちゃんは
これからの、モッチー次第。
オッケー。
あと、ここまで。ありがとう、春秋。
ま、そういうことだから。
I'm still wondering how she knows about the loop, though, or like the god, or the character. If like it's a character she created, how do they know about the loop?
ああ、
Goodbye, Haru-chan.
一つ連絡です。これが済んだら、そこに僕の妻がいます。彼女の指示に従って、
Everyone complied.
あと、狼じじいさん、あなただけ広場に残ってて
Say
く
the
ださい。
plaza, what's going on?
さて、ごめんね。
What about Chiemi?
芹沢。
Oh,
嫌よ
oh no.
君のこれまでは、神様の意を狩る、下道の悪意によって踏みにじられた人生だった。
嫌だって言ってるでしょ
We're getting exposed for being a Mikurama.
君は恐れ、もだえ苦しみ、周りと衝突をしながらも、力を、その結果、君には僕らや、
あなたは神様じゃない。
その結果、君は神を手にかける資格を得る。
神様は殺せない。
普通はそうだ。でも、殺せないわけじゃない。名を与え、後継を廃し、その資格を受けし英雄が生まれ、そのための武器を手に、神は、殺せる。資格は、他ならぬ。いや！僕の娘、こっちへおいで。
Alright, these are the daughters of Fujiyoshi.
あなたをやりたくなんかない。
They called Mako over and hugged her tightly.
さあ、構えなさい。
A sawed-off shotgun slip out of her sleeve. Are we making her shoot us? Oh, wait, because we have a bulletproof vest. That's right. She could resist at all.
ここまで、本当に、よく頑張りました。
Right. I think we're gonna make her shoot us with our bulletproof vest, and then we're gonna fall off with a rope attached to us or something. At this moment, I felt like I was speaking for someone other than me.
これで、最後のお願いです。撃ちなさい。
The barrel spewed fire, and my body still holding Mako soared into the air. How did this happen? How is he holding Mako and da 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 da? Not like I could actually die though. How did he hold her with the bulletproof vest and then not? What is going on?
マジでどういう神経してんだ君は。よしよし。
ちょっと悪い。
学習能力すごすぎるぞ。
Basically, I just bungee jumped backwards the moment Chiemi fired. Oh, I see. The rope couldn't be too long because we could end up hitting the cliff, so it was only about 10 meters long, but it was bungee jumping nonetheless. Jesus. I prepared the rope during the little time I had after getting the mask. I only had one shot at this, and it actually worked out. Yeah, imagine like the rope broke. It would have been embarrassing. Well, it would have been more than embarrassing. We would have been dead. With this, God was dead. Great Lord Shinai, the Yomotsu Okami, the two-faced god of fear and oppression, was killed by a fitting stage and decent plot. He spoke his last words for each of the weak. He had good people of Yasumizu. He understood them well and encouraged them to follow a different path. Then he reconciled with the true god, the one giving the dirty name of the Badger, and passed on the rites. They no longer had a reason to fear the mist, blindly follow the fake laws of the mountain, or kill each other because of some legends. They would never hold the feast of the Yomi Purge again. So, Mission 1. Stopping the people of Yasumizu from killing each other in the feast had been completed. Okay, what about nighttime comes and the dogs come? Are we going to take care of that? Even Chiemi, who was so afraid of Great Lord Shinai God, had literally defeated the source of her fear. And I love that for her. I hope it actually did. I could only hope it fixed her murder side too. Yeah, same. And then where are we in the chart? I'm just... Anyway, the sun had sunk. We had to move again before it was completely dark. I switched to the other rope I had here and went down to Sarananga. Alright, we made it down, but what was I to do with Mako? Considering the story I made up, I couldn't bring her with me. Alright, I'd just make her wait.
メイコちゃん、この後しばらく、2、3時間かな。 ね。岩陰のバッグにあるものは全部食べてよろしい。お菓子はまだたくさんあるぞ。
She ran off. Turned around.
来やがったか。なんつう霧だ
Wow,
よ。
how is the sheep
10歩
here?
先も見
What?
えやしねえ。
Also, we see them without the glasses for the first time. That's crazy.
羊さん。
茶番は終わりだっつったよな。
ああ、お待たせ、みつじ。
Mitsuji? What's going on?
なんだったんだよ。一連の茶番はよ。
What is this?
いや、別れた彼氏を謎の方法で追ってきたんだと思って。
聞くだけ無駄だった。てめえ
Wait,
はそう
how did we
いう
get
や
this
つだよ。
name?
君はいつも有言実行だよね。
こんなのは無理なんだいっつんだよ、バカ。
Behind her were 3 rubber boats with oars.
で、これからどうすんだ。
これから半ば放心状態の一団がやってくるから、適当に神様っぽいことを言って誘導して、適当な宿泊施設に保護。
後半はいいけど、前半は何なんだよ。
まあ、迷信とやり合うための方便ってやつさ。
まあな。
あのコンビニ店員のノリはやめときなよ。
ありゃ相手がてめえだからやったんだからな。
プレイだったのか。
What?
マジで殺すぞ。
君の能力とか、バックグラウンドとか、後ろについてる組織だとか。
なあ。
そう言って別れて2週間くらいで再会したでしょうが。
偶然だ。と言いたいとこだ。
本気で言って。
ああ。世の中、
本気の蜜汁ほど信じられるもの。
本気っぽく見えるてめえほど信じられないもの。
で、そろそろ。
もうすぐ、俺は黒
Oh
幕に捕
no,
まるぞ。
how?
まだ耐えてたの？
まだってなんだおい。こっちゃい。
なるほど。じゃあな
Yeah,
おさ
where
ら
is Rikaku-san and all that? Like, what?
まあ、
なんか君には父に赴く。
父。
まあさっきは助かっ。
いいから無事に帰ってこい。
了解。
いや、考えてみたら、てめえが死んだら
ひどいな。
まずは神様を殺したんだ。
ああ、次こそ巻き戻りの黒幕とやり合ってくる。
Wait, so what happened? Like, are we sure the old man is okay by just sending him to the plaza? Like, what if he tries to pull something weird? Mission 2. I had to deal with the Master of the Loop. Wanted the monster's resurrection. I don't even know how that won't work. This one didn't need as much preparation or acting skills as the first one. All the info I gathered over the loops is enough to make me certain by now. I just had to face the person one-on-one by complete honest. That was easy. But the person was a problem. I'd probably be walking on a fine line here. I had no idea how well my thoroughness, guts, and verbosity will hold up against the enemies. And once the final mystery was revealed, I wasn't sure I'd have what it took to properly retaliate. Retaliate? It was something I had to consider at that moment. I had to do
頼ん
it.
だぜ、春秋。
I got up on the cliff again and hid near the graveyard. The mist was dense. I couldn't see much, but I was used to it, so straining my eyes helped a lot. I soon saw the people of Yasumizu absent-mindedly making their way down Sarananga. Everyone besides the old wolf guy was there. Good. Wait, why did the old wolf guy just imply? Oh, maybe the old wolf guy thinks we're Migurama or something. I don't know. After that, I went to the plaza. Oh, what? He was standing alone here. Is he the loop master or what's going on? Are we
逃げも暴れもしないとは
意外ですね。いいですよ。そんなふりは本来あなたの仕事でしょう。こういう例外的な逃亡の阻止は
Da da da.
てめえと
ふりをやめてくれて助かります。
てめえ
Oh my god. Not this, I can tell you're like me.
荷車の手のもんにしちゃじゃが
Who was putting his hand on his clothes to take out a weapon, surely. Fortunately for him, I already knew his cards.
俺の砦をようも崩してくれた。
僕はあなたの弟子ですよ。
What? Da da da.
まあ面倒なので説明は省きますが、それに報いて生かしてやろうって言ってるんです。 このクソじじい。
His eyes were filled with a silent anger.
まあ、60年だか前の事件を今更蒸し返しても、あなたが心を入れ替えて、ちゃんと安水を守る気を。
随分と。
身車は、今日は何も起きない。今後霧が立っても一切何も起きない。なんなら、あなたの仕事も隠れ家ももうありません。水路もすべて、さらに安水の住人も。
何の。
さっき気づきませんでしたか？あの場には銃を持った人間が2人、チエミ以外のもう一人はずっとあなたを狙っていた。あなたが暴れた時、至近距離からあなたは猛録した。あなたが人を殺せるのは霧の中で狼装束を着て。
So was he, you know that big wolf we see? Is that him?
たった今、あなたが僕に切りかかっても、そうなるとせいぜい不意打ちしかできなくなるって言うんですよ。しびれ薬でも飲ませるとかしないと。ね。
Like he just can't beat our like younger body.
でももう、それも無理です。ここはもう、あとは皆に頭を下げて、死ぬまでかくまってもらうか、どっちかを選びなさい。
つまらねえこ。
十分楽しんだでしょう。
いや。
He's gonna try to kill us now.
もう
Hey.
避けてみ。
Okay. He raised his blade, took an unexpectedly fast step towards me, then tripped.
だから。
That's embarrassing. That is anticlimactic as hell.
ああ。滑った担当が、口から脳天に突き刺さって。
Oh, I didn't expect it to end like that. What?
天網開会ってやつなら、もっと苦しい死に方にしてほしかったな。
That's kind of sad.
希代の悪人の草が結ばれてる？誰だ？こんないたずらやったのは。
Wait, so we didn't even do this? It was just karma?
その誰かには一応感謝しておこう。罪悪感を持たれてもあれだから。
I thought about this and that, but as long as he was alive, he'd always had been a danger to someone's life. That was all he'd done his whole life, and it was best to accept his death for what it was. Leaving his corpse, I went off to where I had to. What just happened? That was so anticlimactic. Of course, he wasn't the one in charge of the dream, so he wasn't my real target. Okay, so he's not. Extra mission. Get rid of the latent threat. The violent old man completed. Okay, that's good. Because, yeah, I was like... Because he could have just, like, stopped everyone from leaving, you know? So, I was surprised, once again, like Haruaki, that he just stayed there. Mission 2. Dealing with the master of the loop, who wanted the monster of resurrection to begin now. Not in the dining hall or back home, huh? I think it's Rikaku because she's the only person we didn't talk to. Ah! But, like, what? How is she responsible for the loop? Like, does she actually have superpowers or what? Okay, I know this episode's kind of short, but I feel like this whole first segment is concluded well. So I'm gonna leave the Rikaku part for the next video. I don't know what part 3 is. Like mission 2 is dealing with Master Loop, which I'm gonna assume is Rikaku because she's the only one who has not escaped, right? So it seems like, because who else will be back home if everyone is escaped and the old man's dead? So I think we're gonna deal with Rikaku, and then maybe the last one is dealing with like the Migurama and stuff. But yeah, thank you all for watching, guys. I will catch y'all in the next episode. Bye!